Welcome to the Experts of Very Little. My name is The Show. I'm here with our usual host, Stony, and we have a special guest today. His name is we're going to call him Justin. He's got many names, but welcome, Justin. Off the top here, Mo's nose is sick today. He's been sick all week. It's kind of going around here in Oklahoma. So we brought on Justin to be a special guest. How you doing, Justin?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me. We're excited.
Oh, listen how officially sounds, John.
I
What do you
know
think
he's
about
got
that?
set up,
Gotta
and got that
gotta set
chest
up
popped
and
out, and being all proper. But thanks, real good. Thanks for having me. We're excited.
yeah, we're
But the
excited.
question is who is we? Is there a mouse in your pocket or what?
No, I'm doing this in front of a live audience. Here, hold on. Let's see.
Oh,
There we go.
oh
Well,
my goodness! Look at him
well,
being.
we it's gonna be fun here today with Justin. Is we have a lot more different. We're gonna have a lot more talking points because we have new teams that he represents that we'll be able to talk about. And one of the biggest storylines that I won't be able to we're not going to bring up today is the move of Kansas City because we need Mo's nose to be able to talk about that. That's a pretty big storyline if you ask me. Preston Devine has popped into the chat. Mosby, what
Woo-hoo!
happened to you?
You know,
Yeah, they different looking Mosby today.
the floodgates are opened, if you know what I mean.
I want to start this thing off by bringing this little graphic over here, and we're going to talk about some Christmas things here. I don't know if I've ever had a bigger argument with somebody about Christmas music than I have with Justin, and I've got to throw it out there, and I'm so glad that Preston Devine is on this chat right now
What a
because
goat!
he I Preston will get your opinion here because I think one of the best, and probably one of the best Christmas albums for sure, but one of the best Christmas singers in general is Michael Bublé. And Justin can't stand his guts. Now, I want Justin to publicly tell me why you don't like Michael Bublé.
Oh, it's definitely just a preference in voice. And in fact, I got to go backwards because I got to give Michael Bublé a little bit of credit because he did bring us a great Blake Shelton song. Blake redid his song "Home," which is not a Christmas song, but just something about the way he sings. It's his twang. Another summer day. I can't handle this.
Which is hilarious because your favorite music is country, and
Yeah,
it well, I've came to appreciate some country music. However, when I
About
first heard
time.
you say you didn't like Buble, I thought, what? And you were like, I don't like his voice. I'm like, you know who you listen to? My lord,
yeah.
the worst. We
Which
all
is
know I
probably
got
why I prefer Blake Shelton's cover of his song. So that would make sense.
I don't even know what.
Yeah, hey, we all know you have opinions there, Preston, and that's why we can't wait to hear them because we cherish them oh so much.
He's probably going to roast me on this one.
He
Oh
should.
no. Yeah, well, I don't know. But other than that, give me your just right off the top. I didn't even prep you guys for this one, but if you had to put a playlist together and you had your top three Christmas songs, what would they be? And who would sing them? Because you know every single song has a 10,000 singers for it.
I I always go back to Frosty the Snowman. I think is probably my favorite one as far as who sings it. I don't really care, uh, but I
Dear
just
God.
Listen,
I mean I'll sing it. I don't care. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably number one for me.
Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the
Jo-
Snowman, man.
Golly. I mean that's pretty elementary. John, what's your number one? He didn't give me three, by the way. I told him to give me three. He gave me
So,
one.
I
John, go ahead.
mean, listen, and I don't know what it is about it, but I'm going to go back to Home Alone.
Oh yes, come on, baby.
Home Alone, and the scene in the windows where he's got everybody, he's doing the whole set, and you're rocking around the Christmas tree or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's that movie or what that's done it. That's one of my all-time favorites. I'd probably have to say that's number one.
With Brenda Lee, the OG on that. Now,
I mean,
now
I'm
Bobby
good with
Helms
either
does a
one.
good job on the
So
Jingle Bell Rock.
I'm good with either one. Yeah, Jingle Bell Rock, whatever. I'm cool with what whoever wants to sing it, sing it. If I'm going to go to, you always have to go with the, nostalgic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Everybody, doesn't matter how old or young you were singing it. You knew the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then Frosty the Snowman would have to be my
Okay,
favorite.
But do you though?
Which Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Me again, like I don't know who, what names, covers, but there's been several.
Gene Autry, man.
Hold on now. This is so. Growing up, our mom, I guess, would always have like the country Christmas whatever, and you would hear Reba McEntire and Dolly Parton, and I'm in on anything they sing.
But I want to back up because you said we all know the lyrics. So if I say and can you give the reindeer an order?
Yes, let's do it, John. Let's go.
Come on,
let's do it.
I'm not singing nothing.
No, just mouth it. Just
nope.
Dasher
come on,
Dancer.
John. Don't.
Nope. We are not in choir class today. Okay.
You don't have to sing it. You don't have to sing
you
it.
You can't just say it without singing it.
What do you
mean? Just don't sound right.
I'll give you a hint. Dasher. Okay. Now go ahead.
I don't need help.
Dasher and Dancer.
Sing it. Then word it. Then rap it.
Can't do it.
I know you're
rap it. Rap it. Did you just tell me to rap?
Yes, I did.
Listen, I have wanted to be a lot of things in life, but Eminem, probably the greatest rapper of all time. I am nowhere near.
Hey, dang, you're going right there with the greatest rapper of all time, huh?
Yeah.
Goat.
Damn. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. He said we all know the lyrics, and I just wondered if he truly knew all the lyrics.
He don't.
I mean, can you even name all the reindeer in any order?
Go ahead.
Can you get them all?
Please. No singing. Just name them. Or waiting. Go ahead.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Donner, Dancer, whatever, Cubit, Vixen, blah, blah, blah. You got me going. And
Comet,
yes, Cuban. I know. Comet, yeah, I know them all.
Donner,
I'm just sitting there going, you're going
I freaking love him. Oh, gosh. Oh, let's see what Preston's
Nat King Cole. Yeah, Nat King Cole did some great stuff. I know some Nat King Cole, but that don't mean I'm going to sing it.
Nah, I'm losing it, man.
Yeah,
right.
but when it does come to Christmas music, I am very elementary, and I think all those kids are all my favorite. Holly Jolly. You asked for 3 Holly Jolly Christmas, and it's a banger, as you kids would say. So
listen, Preston, stop. Listen, there's a thing called stage fright. I can't do it.
Cubit Dixon. Cubit.
I think that's where all my words started running together.
Cubit Dixon.
Cubit.
Hey, but you put me in front of somebody and I'm selling a car, I'm good.
Oh, I bet if we had a competition right now, you wouldn't be the best in this group. Okay, so if we're gonna, I want to go a little bit more newer school here. Pentatonics has kind of changed the game a little bit recently. Because obviously they're a cappella, but even I don't know when their first album was released. I have to look it up. But man, can you even go through a Christmas season in a movie, a shop, or a store or anything without hearing a pentatonic song. But they're
Yeah.
good.
They're
They're really good.
I was able to go to their concert last year. It was one of the best. It was a Christmas concert. I wish they would have came again. I would have went again because they're fantastic, man. They are so good.
But the orchestra, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
Trans-Siberian
or
Orchestra, they
whatever?
always
Yeah.
come every year.
Dude,
My
I'm
father-in-law
telling
goes
you,
every year.
they are fun to listen to as well.
Yeah, they're good. Now, I mean, okay, you're talking about all these old school songs, but what is you could argue is the most recognizable Christmas song out, and it starts with one right off the bat, one voice. You know what I'm talking about? You have any idea?
Yes.
It's
I'm drawing a blank. She
Elvis?
is phenomenal.
It's she. It's a she.
It's a
I don't know
she.
which one you're talking about.
Is
I
yeah, is it? Oh, well, God dang it.
don't
wanna say
want a
Mariah
lot
Carey.
for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
You hear that first note, you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, they do memes on it now. I mean, they do videos and shorts on it now where people are like, oh crap, you know, it's like
totally.
October and they're like, oh no, we hear Mariah Carey singing.
Now
Oh,
we can't
no.
we can't get through all this without Ben. I think you used to do a pretty good impersonation of the Elvis Blue Christmas.
Oh, Elvis Blue Christmas
oh.
is solid, and then Here Comes Santa Claus by Elvis. I will rock to that, for sure. And Kelly Clarkson throws some pretty good stuff out there. But
Oh,
her stuff
hey,
is not.
she could sing anything. And
Oh,
I'm
she's
good.
amazing.
Bro.
She's amazing. But you know, right back here you can see the record. But oh, Frankie, you know, I can't get over some of the just kind of the Rat Pack style music, the jazz, you know, when they get going. But yeah, so if you had to give me your top three, like you're going on a road trip right now, top three Christmas songs, go.
Mm.
And listen, it doesn't have to be like politically correct. You know, you don't have to be like, oh, I got to go old school because no, it can be something way off topic. You're like, what? Because you like the song. Like, for example, NSYNC does some songs, and I'm like, hey,
Bro. I got yelled at in the house the other day because I was singing some Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we last Christmas we went to Branson and we listened to Christmas almost all the way down there, and I am literally just that elementary. I mean, we do us singing Jingle Bells and Frosty the Snowman, and we wish you a Merry Christmas. Yeah, I just like the old school. Call me a little kid, but I will jam out to those all day long.
Okay. So your top three are what?
Oh, that was probably it.
Okay, John.
I already gave you mine.
You said about 1,000.
I said 3.
I would probably go with listen, I love Mele Kalikimaka. I love that song, especially because you know it's in Christmas Vacation and it has this, but I also love on Michael Bublé because I love Michael Bublé. I love his Jingle Bells. Listen, when he has,
I'll have to give it a listen.
The sisters. Let's see who the sisters are. Jingle Bells by Bublé. He sings with the Polpini sisters, I think. Oh, I can rock to that one. And then my last one,
Yes, they
God,
are.
I love it so much.
Preston,
I love
yes, they
Christmas.
are.
I would probably just have to say, I'd probably just have to say the Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas Is You" because it's just so iconic.
Yeah.
With you hear it, but you're right. I could rock out to some Christmas. In fact, I do it November 1. I know John. He probably does it year round because he loves it so much.
No,
he's that grump. I can't stand it. Oh yeah, I know. It just wears me out.
How can I
Just be
celebrate
happy.
Christmas when we haven't even had Thanksgiving? That irritates the crap out of me.
Just be happy. Just be happy.
I used to be the same way. I've grown into it.
You know.
No,
just
I'm
be
good.
happy.
Call me
Well,
the Grinch, the Scrooge, call me whatever.
yeah. Well,
I'm good with it.
Yeah, well, I want to tell you one thing. This person really grew into this position here, and I saw this topic. And this Tennessee teacher breaks the Guinness World Record after teaching at the same school for more than 61 years.
Wow.
First of all, why?
She loves it.
Purpose.
Yeah.
That's it. It's got to be your purpose. It's no other reason.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like, you know how they say whenever you retire, make sure you keep doing something because you can go downhill quick, and that's pretty true. I've seen it happen a lot, but mentally and physically. But boys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think my number is 58 years old when I can retire. Brother, I'm retiring at 58 years old. I'm just gonna let you know,
Okay.
and I will figure something else out.
Yeah. You better put on that retirement tour. You're 58. He's got
Like I will figure something else, even if it means it's. Listen, you know how the teachers do. They'll go teach in Oklahoma. They'll retire. They go jump state and go get double. I'm not even sure I could do that because, first of all, unless you're right in the middle of education, you truly don't know how draining it really is. And it seems easy. Seems like it's all cupcakes and rainbows and all that. And listen, I've got the gig. Crap. I'm a PE teacher, shorts and sweats to work.
quoted last week to be the greatest PE teacher of all time.
Yeah. Well, people have opinions, and sometimes they smell like buttholes. But I
Yes,
still
they
I
do.
don't know if I could jump stat. I don't know. I don't know. Like when I'm 58, maybe it'll be a thing to where I'll flip a switch and be like, I just love it. I want to keep doing it. I don't think so though. What do you think, John? You gonna sell cars the rest of your life?
No. Listen, it's fun. I love it, but no. The answer is no.
No, I don't know. Which is kind of amazing to me. Some of these, even some of these coaches that like Kurt Signetti is 64, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just got the big extension. Now that could be a little bit different situation because he's getting paid nicely.
It's different money.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If
But
I was making that
also,
much money, it'd be different.
but also, that's a whole different like coaching. The aspect of coaching is, if you're a coach, you just coach. That's what you do. You're
Mhm.
just a coach. It's all you know. You just want to coach.
Yeah.
I have a guy I work with here in where I teach. He would love nothing more than to just coach, right? But you have to teach to coach, right? Unless you get certain positions. But he would love nothing more to just coach, and he'd probably do it the rest of his life. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, I'm not interested. I'll retire and move on.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna move on.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on from this topic here, I saw that this was actually a couple days ago, but look at that. December 21st, 1891, on
Wow.
this day, Dr. James Naismith invented the game of basketball, and wow, look at the basket. Look at the basket and the basketball in this picture.
Hey,
The
listen,
name
I
is in the
grew up.
game.
I keep saying I again, but we grew up. Shoot, where we were at, there was a milk crate screwed to a light post. That's what we used for. We didn't even have a backboard.
God, where are you from? North Dakota?
No, we're from the project,
You
Northeast
talking about?
Oklahoma.
This is not real. You are not telling me the truth.
But is that a combination of like a
100% telling the
soccer
truth.
ball and a volleyball?
You did not have a milk crate.
Oh, definitely we did.
Where was this at?
I mean, where we're from. This is 100% the truth.
Why have I never seen this?
Well, I mean, this was before. Oh, we lived over by the high school then.
It was back in the day, bro.
Well, who was the best?
Nobody was good.
We were terrible.
I think
John,
that's why I shifted to baseball and football.
John, you were. I mean, my lord, you're a stud. To be honest with you,
Wow.
but I mean, just
I
monumental day right here.
circle back. We'll answer that question. Yes, who is the best? I'm the only one that ever logged any career basketball points.
Let's not
So
talk about your
I
basketball
do
career.
I do have 2 points in basketball.
Points.
Yeah, and a rebound and 1 turnover. So I do have a stat line in basketball. So technically, I would say I was the better basketball player.
You're gonna get roasted like Skip Bayless did that
You know
time.
Oh,
the one the
that's
one thing
okay.
that you could, I mean, say what you will. Hey, yeah, 2 points, okay, cool. A rebound,
And
a
a turnover.
turnover.
Mhm.
But
Oh my
how'd you
lord!
turn the ball over?
Oh, it's terrible. I'm not going to talk about that. But
I,
hey,
yeah,
here's
please
the way I tell
elaborate
this.
on your turnover.
Here's the way I tell the story. Okay, I tripped over a half court line all by myself. Is on a fast break, bad deal. Tripped over the half court line. Don't know what happened. But at least I was a bad player on a team that went to three. They went on to go to 3 state tournaments, and at least I wasn't like the worst player on the worst team. That's the way I take it. It's like the stats.
Yeah, they did. We had some teams there for a minute, boy. Woo!
Nasty.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. I'll tell you something that was fun to watch for 15 minutes was this OU Alabama football game. And for 15 minutes, I'm going to be honest with you guys, for 15 minutes, we looked like the best team in America.
My God.
And then the second quarter started. And, well, I mean, there's a lot of talking points that we're going to hit here, but and I've got my opinions on what really changed the game. But let's talk about this first of all. Okay, Oklahoma's made 5 college football playoff appearances. Oklahoma has the most college football losses all time, 5. That means they are 0-5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care at this point. I'm done defending until OU actually wins a playoff football game. They're going to be known as Choklahoma. I mean, you can't get around that. You have to get that monkey off your back, and they haven't.
You know, I've said for years, and people have laughed. Oh, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. I've always said that I would much rather not make the playoffs than to make it and get beat like this in the first round. And I mean it. Like, because it's fun, right? So you make the playoffs, you make a run, you lose in championship. That's different than making the playoffs 5 times and losing in the first round, never winning a game. Because I mean, then you start the Choklahoma. Why are they making it? Are they only making it because now that they're in the SEC? Why are they making it? Because Oklahoma was great back in the 80s and early 90s, and then early Bob Stoops, whatever. I mean, why is OU making it? Well, obviously they had a good team all year, but did it have to do with who they were playing? Did Mateer not ever fully heal from his injury and was having issues later on? I was one that was not against or not for him coming back so early in that Texas game.
Amen.
I thought that was the dumbest thing that could have happened. And for this right here, because everybody's going to say, well, what if Mateer didn't come back? What if he did take an extra week or 2 off and not rush it? Could he have been better? My thing is I didn't get to watch the whole. I watched most of the game, but early in the first quarter, they were just absolutely. I mean, you made the comment, looked like the best team in the country, and they did until they got the lead, and Venables and Arbuckle said, "Okay, let's just start running the ball. Let's start. Now we're playing not to lose. We've done one because we came out playing to win the game. Now, after this lead, we're just playing not to lose." And I think that's what bit them in the rear.
Well, I I want to 0-5, and I get that. Yeah, Venables has to wear one. You know, and I think it's undeniable the jump we made from last year to this year. And I don't think there's anybody coming into it said Oklahoma didn't deserve to be there this year. And I do think maybe when they looked at Mateer and bringing him back so early, they thought, I mean, there were people recognizing how special our defense was this year, and they said we don't want to waste it. If we go out and we run Hawkins out and lose a game or two, well, we're going to waste this defense. And I understand the risk versus reward, and they paid Mateer a lot of money, and we had to do it now. We talked about the transfers and everything that's going away, and in fact, I think I just saw Barnes is entered the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was their thing. I think they thought, man, we don't want to waste this defense. We're special, and I think everybody knows, you deserve to be there. I don't think that's a question at all. But at some point, this offense has to catch up with what Venables is building on the defensive side. And we've talked about this before. Is a couple of years ago, so man, if we could just play the smallest bit of defense, if we could get 2 stops a game, we would be.
I feel it. I know
we would be deadly. Well, now if we could just
flipped,
if we could just move the ball,
completely flipped.
If we could just move the ball, so I get it. But Venables only has to wear one of these, and I like where he's going, and I like what he's building. And if we can just catch up a little bit on the other side of the ball, I think we can outrun this 0 for 5 thing.
Okay, so here's essentially what happened, and I don't know why people are not talking about this more, or they're refusing to. I guess I would say, but when we played them in Tuscaloosa, okay, they outgained us. They turned the ball over. We beat them, but the talk then was, well, Alabama's just this much better. Alabama's that they got lucky as the turnovers. Okay. Well, I came out publicly and said, I kind of got bashed for it a little bit, John. Did you see the comments? I said the yardage is going to change. I didn't think we'd outgain them. We end up outgaining them. But I knew the yardage wouldn't be so different. It would shrink, okay? But what happened? Well, it only goes down as 1 turnover. I count the drop punt as a turnover, but it was a 4th down, turnover on downs. But that's what basically happened is each situation flipped. Okay, so when they came to us, they did what we did to them in Tuscaloosa. But now that's in the playoffs, and now that it's all of a sudden well, see, we told you Bama was better and blah, blah, blah. What do you mean? The game's just completely flipped situations. I think, my personal opinion, I think we're pretty stinking even if you want to get real with it. I think us and Bama, if we played 10 times, probably go 5-5 because it's not an accident that in that first quarter. I mean, did you watch it, John? We looked like we were going to absolutely
steamroll.
I thought it was going to end up be 40-0 at halftime.
It was like, holy cow. And then they scored that long touchdown. Okay, 17-7. But then when was the changing point in the game, and I want to talk about it, is whenever we had 3rd and 3, we was on like R48, and we scramble. He basically the pocket collapses on him. He scrambles out to the left. Okay. And then if you watch the replay, he had a wide open Xavier Robinson, right? And he threw it to him, and he dropped it. We all know that he should have caught it, hit him in the hands. I have a couple things to say about this. Okay. Number one, Xavier Robinson is a running back. Okay. Yes, he should catch it, absolutely. But why is it when defensive backs are defensive backs for a reason sometimes? Because sometimes the ball will hit them right in the hands and they'll drop it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're not receivers. Sometimes running backs are just running backs. They're not everybody's a Christian McCaffrey that has incredible receiving skills. It just doesn't happen that way. Adrian Peterson doesn't have great receiving skills. He's a running back. So Xavier Henry is running all the way downfield. He's downfield. I mean, that's a receiver route, right? And yes, he probably should have caught it, but he drops it. Okay. Here's the thing I had the biggest problem with. And this is kind of what Baker Mayfield used to do, in my opinion. He was wide open to run for 15 yards. Mateer had 15 yards in front of him. That is a guaranteed first down, okay, with 4 minutes to go in the first half. So now you're talking about getting a first down. Not only that, getting on their side of the territory, probably their 40-yard line minimum, okay? You get the clock down to 3:30 and now you have a first down. Now you're draining that clock, and at that point, I felt real good about Tate Sandell kicking and making a field goal. Now you go into halftime at 20-7. But yes, I understand if Xavier Henry catches the ball, it's probably a 24-7. I understand that, but what do you think Baker Mayfield would have done in that situation? I think he
probably ran for the first down.
I think he gets the guarantee. I think he runs and gets 15, 20 yards. That's just me. That's what I think he does.
I think you see that a lot more now than you ever did. These quarterbacks, yeah, they're scrambling, whatever. They can run for another 4 or 5 yards, get the first down, but they want to make the big plays down the field at 15, 20 yards because it's all about stats. They're trying to pad their stats. They're trying to do this, that, and whatever. And I could be wrong, but you see this more now than you ever did. I mean, let's be real. Michael Vick had a cannon for an arm, but what got him to the NFL and what got him paid? That was his legs, because it didn't matter whether he was inside the pocket or outside the pocket. Now, we're talking about two totally different types of players, but he knew when it was time to run, you run. He knew when it was time to release the cannon, you release the cannon. Now, unfortunately, you got Lamar Jackson, who don't just have that cannon, but he's the same way. He'll stand back and try and make the play with his arm, but he knows when he's got to run for first down. When you learn to play for the next play instead of trying to play for the next touchdown, that's when you become a successful offense or team or whatever. It's all about making and getting to that next play, averaging 3.5 yards a carry.
Especially with the way our team's set up. Our team is dominant defense. Let's get the guarantees.
Correct.
Say so, but I have to disagree a little bit, because you know what you have in Mateer, and I have to disagree with what Baker Mayfield would have done, because you go back and watch it, how wide open was he coming across that field? And a quarterback, especially where Baker Mayfield was in his moxie and a little arrogant and cocky in his college days, he makes that throw. And I know he's not a running back, but you're talking about a D1 level college football player, hits him in his hands. The
question
I would have caught it.
The question wasn't, could Mateer make the throw? The question was, you throw to a guy who isn't an actual receiver, and you make the comment.
He's on the field and he had the route.
100% though.
He's open.
But again, Baker Mayfield would have ran the ball, and he still does it in the NFL. That fool runs and runs for more.
Not with a wide open. Not with a wide open receiver.
He will run for a 3 and 4 yard first down before he tries to force a ball down the field on the run. He does it every game.
Now, maybe, because Baker Mayfield is a completely different player than he was in college. In college, he was arrogant and the best kid on the field that he probably was. That kid's wide open. He's going to make that throw.
Let me ask you this, though. Think about the situations, because Baker Mayfield, when he played in college, he had an elite offense, right? Mm-hmm. So those throws and those playmakers were he
all around
felt pretty good that he would make that catch. So maybe you're right. Maybe he does make that throw. But so my thing, I guess, would be understanding. I feel like Mateer should have understood, like, okay, we are up 17-7. We have an elite defense. Mm-hmm. Let's get the guarantee.
Yeah.
But did they – and is it one of those instances – and this is the stuff we don't know. I mean, pre-snap, did they call that for the reason? Was that their look? And was he expecting that guy to be there? There's sometimes they do that and they expect that guy to be open coming across the field.
I feel like he was a scramble. I feel like he was trying
probably to coming back across. But either way, I just think a kid in that moment sees that play downfield is going to make the throw.
And again, this is really picking at stuff, because he was wide open. I mean,
if he catches the ball,
it's 24/7.
The ball. We're talking about. Gosh, Mateer is such a.
Oh yeah,
that's what I love about him. He makes that play that nobody else makes. Everybody else might have ran it.
It's 24/7.
He made that throw. Yeah.
And we win the game. I'm confident we win the game, because then the botched punt was right after that, the drop punt, okay? And then we're trying to push the ball downfield. We get a pick six. I don't know, man. You just got to play things different. Kind of like Josh Pate said, we don't play offense like we have an elite defense, because most of the times people have elite defenses. They have a really good ground game. We try to push the ball when we can't. Like, what are we doing? Like, I joke, but take it to the Ben Scholler offense on Madden. I
Oh,
mean,
Kenyon
you
Barner in 2 plays. That's all you need. Kenyon Barner 2 plays. One left,
76
one
overall,
right.
Kenyon
Yeah,
Barner.
that's it.
Oh,
Whoa,
John, okay.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Get the lead, and then let's run the ball. So yeah, there's that. But you know what? We can go all 3rd and 6. We didn't stop them on defense. 4th and 2, when the score was 17-0, we didn't stop them. They scored a touchdown. You got to give kudos to Alabama. They did what they had to do, and they look. I mean, they outscored OU 34-7 there at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, and what's even crazier is I still felt like when it was 27-24, I was like, man, we still have a shot here. Get the ball
Yeah.
back, and then we get a personal foul. We
Nothing.
get this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And so that one was heartbreaking. Of course, you've heard the reference. It really resembled the Georgia game, and I think it was 2017 when we had it. We had it, but it comes back to Choklahoma. When do they turn the page? And obviously the rumors now on the message boards are, Matier might go pro because the class is weak. Will he stay? There was talk about Cam Coleman being in contact with OU, with us paying up for him. There's going to be more people portaling. They're saying Joe John Finley's out. He's fired, which probably needs to happen.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
DeMarco Murray probably needs to be gone. I love DeMarco Murray. Loved him as a player. He's just not developing guy. Like, it just is what it is.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Is that now it feels like OU. We're used to produce running backs. Now it feels like it's where running backs go to die, and we're talking about highly talented
Absolutely.
guys, and we're not developing them at all, and they're not producing. So at some point, somebody has to be held accountable to that, and that's his direct role. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I love
yeah.
DeMarco. I love the player. And well, here's what's funny is he recruits really well. They just don't
Really
do
well.
anything. We'll get the number 1
Yeah.
running back, number 5 running back, number 7 run. They end up not doing anything, and I don't think it's the player's fault because you look at was it Kanye Walker that went up to Wisconsin? You look at Stevenson left there for a little bit. Who else there? And there's numerous guys. Who's the guy that went over to starts with an S? Smothers, Dylan Smothers,
Yeah.
or whatever. He went over and had an incredible year. That's just what they do, man. So, unfortunately, this one hurt. This one hurt. This one, I've been thinking about
Probably
this.
the worst one yet.
Yeah, yeah. Because we turned a quarter, and it was a really fun season because we were doing things we weren't supposed to be here. Number one, and it was just fun football. I felt like playoff football every single week. So I'm excited about the next season, see what happens. I'm hoping that Arbuckle and Mateer one more year together. And John, I think you nailed it on the head. I think that dang thumb injury was still messing with him all the way until
Totally different players in both halves of the season.
yeah.
Unreal.
I think it was still messing with him. So, congrats to Alabama. Let's look at the scores here. Alabama 34-24 over OU. That Miami and A&M game was so stinking boring.
Terrible.
I don't know that it was as boring as it was comical. I don't know that I have ever seen a field goal. You got post. The ball is going here. Next thing you know, it's 80 yards this way. That wind, I don't care how bad
Brutal.
you block the kick. Nobody can make that ball do that. That wind was horrible.
Hey, tell me this, guys. Do you think if Miami would have came to Norman, we'd have beat Miami?
No.
Do you think they're better than Bama?
Yes.
It's tough because OU's team is weird.
I'll tell you this. I was one that said that I did not think that Miami deserved to be in the playoffs. But I've also thought that Texas A&M was one of the best teams, best offenses, best defense, whatever in college football. Now you can say, oh, well, it was the teams they played, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, cool. Yeah, they weren't winning by 2 points, guys. I mean, they were blowing teams out. I mean, they were doing what they're supposed to do. Hence the reason why they were in the top 5 for as long as they were. But when that Miami defense come in and did what they did, and they showed up, shut them down. That offense is special. Now, I don't know that you could have put any two teams on that field at any given time under the same circumstances with the wind, and that game be any different.
Yeah.
Because those balls that were being thrown and balls being kicked, there was no way anybody was completing half those passes and making half those field goals. But Miami, they did what they had to do to win the game, and I'm excited for the next round.
What do you think, Jesse? You think Miami's better than Bama?
I don't think they're all that different. I mean, I think you're splitting hairs one way or the other. I mean, I look at it, you say, as when we beat Miami, well, I don't know. I compare the two. Is OU's defense as good, or if not better, than A&M's?
I would hope you beat
Sorry.
Miami. NEO is listen.
Miami, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Here's
Okay.
But here, so you go comparing that. I would say if you told me we had to score 13 points to beat Miami, God, I'd pray, but I'd like to think so.
see that's where I'm at though. Is that game right there, the 10-3 game, is exactly what OU needs. So
Yeah.
Bama can score. I think Bama's offense is better than Miami's. I think
I'd agree with you.
significantly, but Miami's defense is better. But that type of game right there, I could see OU coming out 13-10.
I think OU's winning all. I think
It's just
I
a
think
weird game.
I think OU's winning all those games. You get us in a 10-10 a battle like that, low
It's a
scoring. I think
nasty
OU's got a
looking,
chance to win them
ugly
all.
football game. It's gross. OU loves those games. Now the bottom two were just, of course, we knew
Yeah.
that was going to happen.
Yeah.
41-10, Ole Miss over Tulane, and then 51-34, Oregon over who is that?
JMU.
JMU.
Just proves there's still some refining to do in the system, and that's
Yeah.
all. And I hope they get that kicked out.
I saw
not to get off.
something real quick before we get too far. I saw something that, and I'm wanting to say maybe it was Nick Saban. Nick Saban probably had the best point that I've ever seen anybody make. We've got, obviously JMU and Tulane. Okay, cool, whatever, because we're trying to include all these other teams. But let me ask you, just like he asked, would you include the best AAA team in baseball to join the MLB playoffs? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's exactly what the NCAA is trying to do right now. They're including AA and AAA teams into the college playoffs just to try and prove a point. And the only thing they're proving is that the talent and the teams, yes, you might have a 10-2 record, but the talent and the teams that you're playing and the talent and the teams that that is on your team is nowhere as good as what you're about play against.
That's a good point.
I like to. I hate to say it, but I feel like the bowl season has kind of lost a lot of its luster.
Man, I used to have them all lined out which bowl games I was watching.
Oh, I was telling somebody the other day, it's time that they need to think about possibly a best of the rest, maybe like a NIT type situation instead of all these bowl games. Let's, I understand you won your conference, JMU, but you're going to go be the 1 seed in this best of the rest tournament. And, Tulane, you're going to be the 2 seed or vice versa, however it plays out. And go have another NIT bracket for football and try to make those games mean something because I think the bowl season has lost its luster.
I also heard a good point. I saw somebody share that they said they thought the first 4 rounds, if they keep it at 12, first 4 rounds should be a bowl game at a neutral site. The quarterfinals should be the home field advantage. Those 1 and 2 seeds, Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State should be able to host a home game because it was electric.
Boot stop.
I think that's just a benefit, man. Are you the higher seed? If you're the higher seed in every sport that I know of, that's the way it's figured. I don't know anything else that plays neutral sites other than high school football.
Yeah, and like Preston said, this works in March Madness, but not college football. I mean, it's just different, way different logistics because of the type of sport. Basketball game you can go play every day if you needed to. football. It's
And
tough. But
and just to touch on Logan Anderson there. Hey, look, there's Dead Zeppelin. Logan or Boots. Hey, listen, Oregon's not
Boots.
winning it off, bro. They are not winning it all.
Yeah, I did say I can remember when we all thought the same thing about Boise State, and they shook up the world a few years back. Versus what team was it?
Oh,
Ouch,
Statue of
golly.
Shots
Liberty.
fired. My,
Hey, calm
yeah.
down now, Dead. Dang it, we are sitting there swindling money from a dealership. We need to bring our wide receiver to be the quarterback that year. Calm down.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mr.
No,
Ray.
that was
Paul Thompson forever though.
that
Hey,
ripped my heart out.
Hey,
That
PT
was because,
boy.
yeah, we should
PT
have. Yeah,
throwing that ball at him humming.
that was pretty embarrassing. But
Was
yeah,
it
I
Mark
mean, if you're
Clayton?
gonna put somebody in like that, maybe just one. But I don't know.
Oh.
It is what it is. But yes, give me a guesstimate here. Oregon, Texas Tech at Lubbock. Who wins that game?
Oregon.
Listen. I'm going Texas Tech, boys.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, listen, that defense.
I'm not.
Listen,
against-
I know Oregon's offense is solid, but that defense,
Texas Tech won the Big 12.
I don't care. What Oregon win?
Texas Tech has got
what
money,
did Oregon
boys.
win?
That
Your
roster's
two comparable conferences, homie. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you, Oregon didn't do anything spectacular.
I'm going
they
Tech.
beat Oklahoma State 62-0.
Lubbock's kind of crazy, boys. Lubbock gets crazy.
Stoops should have overcome.
Yeah,
It is.
tried.
It is, and I think it's going to be a great game. It's probably the one I'm most excited for. I think.
Nope.
But I think Oregon's going to win it.
Okay, I'm going to go Texas Tech. Alabama, Indiana. Now, before you guess this one, this opened as a 7.5 in favor of Indiana. That shocked me to my core.
Listen, no matter.
Yeah,
I'm looking for them Ducks instead of the Rabbits.
7.5 is a lot.
So who's winning, Bama or Indiana at the Rose Bowl? I lied. They're not playing in Lubbock. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, they're not playing in Lubbock. I'm stupid.
Listen, I will say, give me them Hoosiers. This is the game that I'm most excited to watch, and only because I'm excited to watch the SEC fall to Indiana. This will be.
I'm rooting for Indiana. I'm not an SEC. I don't do that whole SEC. Bowl
I'm not either. You know, it's not like it was with the Big 12. I don't know why. I did have a Big 12 kind of thing when we were there, but I don't feel that way about the SEC. But I don't think that this game sets up very well for Alabama, and I expect that Indiana will cover. So I don't have any excitement towards this game. But
so let me.
You think they cover 7.5?
100%. And this
they're gonna cover.
This is why I say I'm ready to watch the SEC fall, and it's not just because it's the SEC; it's because it's ESPN. ESPN forced Alabama to be in the playoffs just because they're Alabama. Okay, that's what I was hoping OU would shut them up. Well, now they look like they know what they were doing. But listen, everybody has said all year long that yes, Indiana's the best team. They're this and that, and again, they're going to talk about strength of schedule and who they played or whatever. But if I remember right, they just absolutely made Ohio State look like nothing in the championship game. I think Indiana takes this game. I think it's a double-digit victory. I'm thinking they win by 10. And I'm going to go a 34-24 victory. I think that's what it's going to do. I think that's what it's going to take.
Yeah. I think that defense is really good. And you think about it, if Mateer played at half the level, I just lost his name.
Mendoza.
Thank you. But I mean, OU would have won double digits plus, and I have no doubt if Indiana jumps out that way, they're going to go on and win the game. Alabama's not going to be able to afford to give up a 17-point lead to Indiana.
Let's see what did Preston say here. Schools like Indiana that usually aren't up here often choke. Pressure breaks pipes. Bama has been here time again. That's what I'm saying, boys.
I'm telling you one thing that this team has that nobody else has. Kurt Stignetti. I am high on the Cignetti train. This guy is not only one of the best coaches in college football, he is the best coach in college football. I don't care who you've got. I
Shoot,
don't care that you have Dan Lanning. I think
man.
Dan Lanning is a top 3 college football coach. I don't care that, you got DeBoer and you've got, Day and you've got all these guys. Listen, Cignetti, nobody would have done what Cignetti's done here at Indiana as fast as he's done it. And Cignetti is the reason why they not only win this game, but they win the national championship.
Good
Well,
Lord.
I tell you, I got pumped up. I listened to an interview today, and it might have been old, but his interview talked about when he first came to Indiana and he got there, and they asked him, they said, "Do you have a chip on your shoulder?" He said, "No, I didn't. The chip came from this place. So when I got here, it gave me the chip. Everything was dirty. All the banners were dirty. It was like nobody cared, and it's like you can't do it here. And there's no sense of pride in this school." And he said from day one, and he said, "I'm not doing this." He said, "This place gave me the chip I have." And I don't know, I kind of got fired up listening to it. I was like, man, that's how you turn somebody around. Like,
That's what I'm
Jeez.
talking about. Listen,
let's go.
you listen to that guy for 5 minutes, and I promise
Oh.
you'll be ready to run through a brick wall. You're
Yeah.
probably not going to do it, but you're dang sure going to try.
Well,
Yeah, and Bama's been here. I get that, but that's with Nick Saban, man, and Nick Saban's not on that sideline, and so we're gonna move on from that.
didn't he take Washington to the national championship though?
What's that? He
Did
did.
take Washington. The Indiana. I'm gonna pick Indiana to win. They are not going to cover. I don't think they're going to cover at all. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close game.
Well,
I think it's
you're
going to come
right.
down at the end. I think Bama's going to be like right there. It's going to be like an Indiana has to score at the last couple minutes or something. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm rooting for Indiana though.
10, a flipping 10.
I'm rooting for Indiana. Ole Miss and Georgia.
This might be a banger. I catch myself pulling for Ole Miss right now.
Me too.
Uh,
I do too, Justin.
listen. I'm just telling you. I don't care how good Lane Kiffin is. And it's part of his product of the game right now, and hopefully they fix it. But I hope these boys rally behind this coach, and this coach rallies behind his guys, and they go beat freaking Georgia. And there's nothing that's going to make me pick anybody else. I just tell you, if you ain't guessed that I'm picking Ole Miss, and I'm just pulling for them, man.
It'd be fun.
I haven't even looked at the line, and I don't know that it's really feasible. But man, I'm pulling for Ole Miss.
Yeah, I
Sorry
know.
about
I am too. Georgia's going to win though.
Yeah, Georgia's going to win.
It's just never
I
happened.
mean, it's a good story, and it would sound great. Listen, Kirby Smart,
Hey,
Georgia Bulldogs.
It's
Sorry about you, Rebels.
Yeah,
You bet to have to go home.
Gold Miss. Georgia's going to win.
Yeah.
Miami and Ohio State.
this is closer than we think.
I think it's going to be Ohio State by 17 points.
I would love to say
I think Ohio State's going to beat them.
you. However,
You got to pick Ohio State.
I mean, there's no other answer at this point. I don't believe.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close game, and I think they can keep it tight. I just don't think they can. I don't think they have enough to beat Ohio State.
No, they don't. Ohio. Listen, I don't care what Indiana did. Ohio State still has the best roster in America.
Oh yeah,
Ohio State's going to beat Miami. I'm more confident in that one than any game on here.
I agree with that.
Hey, now I
So-
will say if Tony
No,
absolutely goes off, that could keep it close, but
Who?
we're gonna need a big game from Tony. Could was it Kadarius Tony's little brother?
Oh yeah.
He's a running back. He's an absolute stud.
Well, Preston, I hope you're still on here because we are moving on to some baseball. We had a
Oh,
big
man.
trade here. Not
Let's go
necessarily
ahead.
big trade, but Wilson Contreras moving on to Boston.
So
Red
happy about
Sox.
this.
And this is what Heim Bloom is. I mean, obviously he came from Boston because that's all we trade with anymore. But Wilson Contreras, guys, of course he came over to be our catcher, and then we moved into first base. He actually with us. I think I saw he had an OPS of 817. Okay, which is not chump numbers.
Yeah.
He played well. He kept getting injured on freak accidents and stuff, but he played well. Okay. But I'm also not ignorant to the fact that this is what the Cardinals absolutely have to do. I felt like they had to do this 2 or 3 years ago, and we would not do it until Mo got out and Bloom got in, and now we're starting to make these moves.
Yep.
Right, John? And here's
Yeah.
the trade. We just got a bunch of, but essentially this is what St. Louis
Right.
and Boston have completed their second trade of the offseason. Let's tally it up in one move. Sonny Gray plus 20 million, Wilson Contreras plus 8 million, and then we got a grip of prospects is basically what happened. But what more importantly, we got rid of some of our older roster guys.
Our higher paid players.
And we added depth, and just like in a major league farm system, absolute coin flip. I mean, you've almost got to try to just stack a farm system with as many guys as you can because you're hoping and begging that 20% of them pan out.
You know what I'm most excited about?
What
is that now this is given the fact that, of course, if Hunter Dobbins is back from his ACL injury by the start of the season. He should be. I mean, he's already rehabbing. He's throwing the ball. He's throwing from the mound, whatever. Cool. But seeing Hunter Dobbin and Dick Fitz in our starting lineup or starting rotation ahead of Michaelis and Andre Palante and all these other guys we've been throwing out there for the last 5 years.
right.
And the simple fact that we actually have young arms that'll be in AAA or AA now that the Yorker Fajardo and the Brandon Clark, who are supposed to be up and comers. I don't know if you've seen much on this Fajardo kid, but everything that I've seen, his stuff looks electric.
I take the over on that, Preston.
Yeah.
What's that over under 5 singles off the Green Monster for Contreras? Oh yeah.
But let me give you a little different perspective here. At the bottom of the season, Cardinals fans, Red Sox, how you feeling? Well, as a Cubs fan, let me tell you something. I'm so excited about this trade. Okay, because I no longer have to see Contreras in a Cardinals uniform because obviously 2016 big piece, but say what you want about Contreras. The dude is a competitor.
No,
and
he's a great.
I love it. I love him. He's consistent. He's a leader, and
great teammate. He's what you want on your roster when you have a group of young guys.
100%, and that's why when
fortunately we couldn't keep him, and we could have, but in the position that we're in, it didn't make sense to keep him.
Tear down.
Yeah, and so I hated to see him leave when he did, but even more so when he went to the Cardinals. But I'm so excited I don't have to watch him in a Cardinals uniform anymore. I think you're going to see a little drop off in his in home run. What is he? 33 years old now, something like that. So, and then you put him up there at the Green Monster. I think Preston's right. I mean, we're looking at singles off the wall.
Hey, the wall is going to be hating Contreras.
Contreras is going to hate the wall.
No, the wall's going to get the crap beat out of it. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm just excited that we are finally moving in that direction of tearing it down. Like Brendan Donovan's way out probably. If they it needed to happen 2 or 3 years ago, and we were putting butts in seats, and so it wasn't a big deal. And there was no motivation to do anything.
Yeah.
Justin, let's see if you remember, because Preston says we'll never forget Wilson's epic first career at bat when he was a Cubby.
Oh, I can't tell you. Not off the dome.
Listen, Preston, this Cub fan doesn't even know what he's talking about.
So
And
so anyway, I'm excited that we're moving in that direction. And it is what it is. It's just going to be, we're fielding one of the least exciting teams
Wait, let
of
me
the
get that
year.
W. There's that W
But
flag for you.
I'm excited we're doing it. We should have did it 2 or 3 years ago, in my
Mhm.
opinion. I'm going to give Justin some time here because we don't ever talk about the Cubs hardly. But Justin, what's the outlook on the Cubs?
Does anybody know?
Yeah, I mean, what they were going after Cease pretty heavy.
Yeah, yeah. We were going
Missed
after
on them.
everybody. If you read it, it's like for a while I'd look it up. It's like, hey, we're going after Cease, and then 30 minutes later he signs. And so I don't know. I was talking. I was reading the other day talking. I don't have that kind of insider information, but uh, the this Japan pitcher they're lobbying, and
Mm.
I guess they're running after everybody at this point. So I don't really know. I don't think we've done anything worth talking about, to be honest with you. And we'll
Well,
see.
so as
Do
far as
we? Do we?
outlook, going into next season, where do you see them finishing? Because here's my thing about the Milwaukee Brewers. I think they massively overperformed last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I look at rosters and I'm not impressed with. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say I'm not impressed. I look at their record compared to what their roster is, and something's off, which kind of showed
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like the Cubs to take, and what the
Kind
Reds
of. Do
had.
we sign? Do we re-sign Tucker?
Yeah, where
What
does
do
he
we?
go?
Where does he go? And I think that's the wild card here. And I think we're still in play there. But what's that look like if he goes away? And I still have to see what we do add to our pitching staff, because if we're going to roll with the same pitching staff in the next year, I'm not as confident. I feel like I'm going to had a overperforming, maybe break my heart PCA. You know, can he grow? Can he develop? If he can do that,
Uh,
uh, I think that we could take that next step. But I don't. I hope we're not going into next season thinking, well, he can step in, replace Tucker, and develop him, because I don't think that's the case.
Reds are sitting there talking heavy on Luis Robert. I call him Robert. What do they call him?
Yeah, Robert.
Robert, yeah. Um, and he's kind of another guy. Like, of course, I always tie it into fantasy terms, but he's such a he could look like the best player in the game in a week, and then you're like, I can't roster him in fantasy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Reds, I always feel like the Reds don't have a direction. They've got Hunter Green now. They've got I felt like they had a really good roster, and they never do it. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like their direction's off. And you could talk about the Pirates. It's easy to say what they
No,
do.
that's
Well,
They
and
just
I think, and this is the most active I've seen the Pirates in some of these, like the early Kyle Schwarber. They just made a trade with Brandon Lau. I mean, they're trying to improve their roster and not necessarily just hope that one of these young guys that they bring up, that they've drafted in the top 2 or 3 rounds are going to pan out. They're acting like they're starting to spend money, and there's a reason behind that, because I think Paul Skeens is kind of
there it is.
Pressing them a little bit, saying, "Hey, we need to compete, or you guys are going to have to trade me." I mean, when you got one of the best generational pitchers, in your rotation with Bubba Chandler, right behind him, and a couple other young guys that are ready to go, you got to start putting talent around them. The Reds, on the other hand, I think I agree. They keep year in and year out. You see them sign a Tommy Pham, or they go out and they sign an older player that
it's
it's on
just
the fringe.
weird.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, what are you going to do? But it's just
Yeah.
it's crazy, because those two teams, as complete opposite as they've been in the production side of things, they're very similar in the rostering kind of ways.
Yeah.
But It'll be an interesting year.
What do you call this? We call Logan Boots. So we call him.
Yep, that's Boots.
What's y'all's opinion on the trades about the Phillies after y'all talk about the Cubs?
So the Phillies, to me, I think they did the one big thing they had to do in re-signing Kyle Schwarber. That was a piece in the lineup that they had that they couldn't lose. They go what they do. They traded Matt Strom, which I was actually kind of shocked because Matt Strom's. I mean, this year he was kind of up and down, but the past couple years he's been one of the best bullpen arms in the bigs.
He's really good National Treasure too. I think he's come out with the National Treasure 3.
Well, okay. Somebody's doing gymnastics in the back.
James reliving his Jim Dandy days.
And then, they go and they sign Adolis Garcia, who at that point could be, I mean, he is what he is. He's a home run or a strikeout. He's a hit or miss every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the Pirates.
Yeah. His biggest problem is the Pirates. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the Pirates have one decision. It's do you want to put something around Skeens and keep Skeens, or do you want to watch him play out in a Dodgers uniform? That's it. Right?
I mean,
God dang! If you don't do it tomorrow, the Dodgers will.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Dodgers are single-handedly sending us to a lockout.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Something has to change, and the way it's set up right now. I mean, is there anybody in the National League set up to go 7 games with the Dodgers?
No, and of course, listen, it's baseball, and something like
anything can happen.
They almost didn't make it. It's baseball, yes, but whenever you're looking on paper, and this is the thing again, whenever you talk about fantasy sports, you always look at the teams. You look on paper, and you're like, "Holy cow, that team is really good." But they might not always win the championship because it's baseball. It's
what their roster reminds me of? When you were playing MLB The Show and you turned on the forced trades.
The forced trades.
And you trade every minor league player for the best player in the game on every team, and you just build this roster. And the sad part about it is it was 50-50 even if you were even making it to the playoffs when you did that.
I thought you were going to say it looked like Ben's fantasy teams.
Well, I was waiting for that.
That's where I thought it was laid up, and here we go. Ben's fantasy teams.
I mean, you're not wrong. Either which way, because he forces trades in that too. So he turns on the forced trades and gets a top tier, like an 8 or a.
All right, listen, calm down. 3 first rounds for friggin'.
This is way off topic, and I'm not going to go there. But at some point after the football season's over, I will expose one of these biggest Ben trade fiascos I've been a part of in a long time, and we're not going to get into it, but I will expose it, and Ben knows what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know.
Well, Jordan Mason.
Oh, Jordan Mason, yeah, that's a solid trade.
I'd give a first round for that guy.
Yeah, well.
But we'll move on from that. That's for a different day.
Well, that's coming up, man. That is exciting to. I mean, I obviously love the Christmas season, but right after it, man, whenever it flips to the new year, that's when I start listening and watching the Fantasy Baseball podcast and listening to them, and preparing my team, getting ready for the offs. It's so beautiful. And you have to do that.
The only time I ever log into X. This is it.
Is it?
Oh, I don't use X for anything, but come, MLB off season, trade season, sign every day, multiple times a day.
You know what I'm really excited about, John, is finally there's one of our managers that finally took it serious and actually did the bare minimum and was successful this year. It's amazing what happens whenever you do that.
Oh, I guess we have different.
When you log in and just
success.
Set your lineup.
Log in. You actually, you're active, and not getting people talking about you. And
Hey, Contreras is available for a ninth.
he's
by the way.
available for a ninth. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
So yeah, it's on, man. I get excited about this time, but I'll tell you what else I'm very excited about, boys, and that's the Carolina Panthers
boy. Here we
taking
go.
down Mr. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What does that mean? We are in sole possession of first place, and that also means a couple different scenarios, and I'll show you those here in a minute. But if we happen to beat the Seahawks, which I'm not saying we are, I'm picking the Seahawks in the game, but if we happen to beat the Seahawks and the Buccaneers happen to lose to the Dolphins, we're in. If we lose to the Seahawks and they beat the Dolphins, it doesn't matter because then we play the Buccaneers the last week of the season. And if we beat them again, which will be tough, but if we beat them again, we're in the playoffs. But the biggest point of this whole thing is the Carolina Panthers are still playoff relevant in the last week of the season. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. Can you believe it?
The Cardiac Cats, man. Bring it back, Cardiac Cats.
Listen, this guy right here, I don't know how true this is. This is Thomas Worley. He's a Panthers guy, but he said found another playoff scenario where if Atlanta wins out and Tampa Bay loses one more time, the Panthers make the playoffs regardless of if they even win another game because of the tiebreakers with the common opponents or something. Now, I don't know how true that is.
Yeah,
I'd have to look. I haven't after the Cowboys got eliminated. Yeah, playoffs don't matter to me now.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
playoffs.
Also, don't know how true this is, but if this is true, since Bryce Young was benched in 2024, which is it's not been 16 games, it's like 24 games. That's why it's 5,200 yards, but 5,208 total yards, 42 touchdowns, 15 picks, 91.3 passer rating, 10 game winning drives, and broke the franchise single game passing yards record. Now, John and Justin, I think you were in on this. I was very vocal. I think I got some pushback on John from John on this. I was very vocal back then about he needs to be benched so that Andy Dalton could come in. I didn't say Andy Dalton would come in and be the savior, make it send us to the playoffs, but I said he needs to be benched so he can learn. I said that very vocally. And I am going to tout this crown and say I was right the whole time.
Well, and the reason why I say is, it's one of those things. If you choose to ride with a young player and you bench him 9 times out of 10, well, let me rephrase. It's 50-50 on what you get after you put him back in as the start, name him the starter again. You're either going to get a kid who has set back and did what you're supposed to do in that scenario, and you learn, you soak in, you become a sponge, you just get to work and you figure it out. Or you get the one that's over here is going to boo-hoo, mommy, daddy, blah, 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 wah, I can't play. And he just don't have the mental capacity to be able to handle that. So it's like, it's danged if you do, danged if you don't. Should you bench them sometimes? Probably. But it's almost to the point now to where if you choose to ride with one, it's your ride or die.
Yeah.
You have to stick with your decision and roll on because you just never know. Have the Panthers been on fire ever since Brett Carter? I mean, you're probably onto something there.
Get the statistics out.
We're going to have to. Hey, if Preston, if you can do some research real quick on when that photo was posted, we could kind of pair that together with the schedule and see what happened. You might be onto something.
Yeah.
But John, I'll piggyback off what you're saying, and I think just as much as it is their mindset, it's not always what you do, it's how you do it. And I think a lot has to go into who is the backup coming in. And I think Andy Dalton is probably not getting enough credit for this as he deserves. Is he coming in? He said, "Hey, I'm taking a spot," and everybody wants to play. I don't care if I'm the third guy on the depth chart. I want to play. Mm-hmm. But if Andy Dalton, mentors him and embraces that role, for a long time, I think Brett Favre didn't really care to mentor Aaron Rodgers, and there was that beef there. But if you have a guy like Andy Dalton that understands where he's at in his career and what he can give back to Bryce Young and the Panthers. I think he needs some credit in this thing, and it has been a two completely different
Well, it's one
quarterbacks.
of those things like you mentioned, Aaron Rodgers, not, Brett Favre didn't want to mentor him. I mean, Roethlisberger didn't want to mentor Mason Rudolph. It's just, you get some of these guys that are just dead set in their ways, and they think just because you draft a guy, they're here to, take their spot. Well, at some point, it's going to happen. But the only way they take your spot is if you give it to them. So if you do your job and you mentor these young men and bring them into or up to where they need to be, you're only doing not only yourself a favor, but the organization as well. And it's like one of those things we're talking about the mentality of these young kids. It goes back, and I always fall to, a player on one of my favorite teams or whatever. But it's one of those clips or interviews that they shown where Jerry Jones and Bill Parcells, when they had Tony Romo as the backup quarterback, and he goes out and he balls out in the preseason, and before the third preseason game or last preseason game of the year, they pull him in and say, "Hey, we're not going to play you. We can't play you because, we're not just going to, have you go out and showcase for other teams." And Tony Romo says, "Well, okay, well, sign me. Okay, well, this is what I'm offering you." No, listen, like, I'm not signing that contract. I will play when I feel like you've invested in enough in me that gives you a reason to put me on the field. And that's exactly what happened. At that point, after that conversation, they said, "We've got ourselves a quarterback." And when Bledsoe got hurt, what happened? The dude come out and he balled. Tony Romo, I mean, was a stud for years and didn't get his roses like he should have. But you don't have those young men with that mentality anymore. They don't. It's all about me, 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 and it's never about anything else. And you don't have the mentality to pair with what physical ability you might have to prepare yourself to be top tier talent.
I don't know. You don't have them anymore. I know one that was it doesn't matter. It's not just the first round
November
picks. I mean,
23rd, 2-1
it's
since
number
in all
it's
close
that pick
games
number
within 3 points.
262nd overall pick. They come in and steal your job.
Well, go ahead, John. We get some.
I'm just good. I will still stand on what I said about Brock Purdy. Listen, folks, he was a projected first round pick the year before. The guy was, how he fell that far in the draft. I don't understand. I don't get it. And I mean, not just because you're here, I'll say it and I'll say it again tomorrow, next day, or whatever. For anybody who says that the 49ers are a system, that it's wrong, because since Brock Purdy is back and he's healthy now, that offense looks more fluid. They're dangerous. He's moving
Mac
the
Jones
ball at
looked pretty
will.
good.
But it looked like it hurt to move the ball down the field. Mac Jones, yes, he did well in managing the games, but he doesn't have the what Brock Purdy has with these guys. Brock Purdy is doing this and making it look easy. Mike Jones wasn't making it look so easy, folks.
Where does
He
Brock
was
Purdy
winning games.
rank in quarterbacks right now?
A healthy Brock Purdy is the top 15 quarterback. I'm
Okay.
close to. I'm saying for sure top 15, and he's closer to 10, if not in the top 10. Just depends.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
can
mean,
throw this 18,000 different ways against a wall. It's going to stick different every time. But
I really wish I wasn't wearing my Niner gear for this conversation. We're getting a little off track, but number one offense in the league since Brock Purdy returned. And last year it was, well, they have Debo, they have Ayuk, he has CMC, he has Kittle. He's a product of the system. He has all these weapons. Well, let me give you our three wide receivers this week. Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, who was cut by the Patriots, and Demarcus Robinson. There you go. Yeah, incredible, right? What a storyline that would be.
how did we do that?
That would be incredible. But so now he doesn't have those weapons. Sure, he has Kittle, and Kittle's a good one to have, and CMC is having one of the best years. I mean, I don't even want to call him a running back. As an offensive player, that you can have.
Yeah, because his running metrics are actually not good.
They're not good.
His
No, it's
receiving
receiving
skills.
metrics that are absolutely
I'm-
unbelievable.
I'm not even sure he's over 4 yards a carry. And I mean, I'm sure I'd like to say he is, but the weapon and the threat he gives you all over the field is what makes CMC special.
Thank God the
And,
Panthers developed him.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And, you know, he's exactly what Shanahan needed.
Mhm.
But for people to watch the game, if you watched the game last night and you watched the throws Brock Purdy was making over the middle of the field, one back across his body, rolling out into the end zone to hit Kittle, those are big time throws. And I would say Brock Purdy right now is on the edge of a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing about CMC. I said it earlier. I don't know if I was talking to you guys, but I think he is going to age well as a running back simply because
Yeah.
he's going to naturally transition into when he gets older, he'll be a third down back that catches passes. But his receiving skills are so good that if you needed to even transition him to slot receiver, I would have
Yeah.
no problem with that. Like, that's just who he is. He's just, like his running metrics are down this year. Okay, cool. But the check down passes that are like essentially a run that he turns into
Yeah.
8 to 10 yards. I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, and,
I
I mean,
just
you've
love his
got it.
play.
You've got a good serviceable backup too. So at running back, so it ain't going to
I
hurt you. You have to.
loved that trade when it was a trade or they signed him.
It
I
made
think
all
they
the
traded
sense in the
for him.
world for them.
They traded for him.
Yeah, I loved that trade at the time. I
Mhm.
really did.
Ryan Robinson's a good running back.
Now, watching that game yesterday was kind of crazy because there was hardly any offense, and it absolutely hurt me to watch Philip Rivers play. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about this. If you were watching the advanced metrics telecasts, I was, because Luke Kuechly, my favorite linebacker of all time, obviously was on it, and he said, "Oh, Luke Kuechly puts Patrick Willis to stop," but Luke Kuechly, in the middle of this broadcast, was like, he heard him say, I forget what the word was, but he said right there, it's going to be this route. He's going to pick this. He's going to jump it. And dang it, if D Winters didn't do it, and
Took it to the house.
he did, and Dan, is it Olasky? Is that how you say his name?
Orlovsky. Yeah.
Orlovsky.
He was blown away. He said, Luke just called that. It was like Luke is still out there on the field. He just heard the Philip Rivers say the word. He's like, oh, he's going to jump this. But then you see this quote by J.J. Jansen's one of our. This is our long snapper for years. Charles Johnson, who he wasn't too bad. Charles Johnson used to say, if Luke tells me something is about to happen, I'm doing what Luke says because Luke knows ball. That's what Luke
That's
Kuechly
awesome.
did.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the Peyton Manning of defense, is what I always say about Luke Kuechly. I loved watching Luke Kuechly play. But can we please, for a second, talk about how painful it was to watch Philip Rivers last night? And when he tried to throw a deep ball, I swear to God, it looked like a dang shot put in the Olympics. It was
It looks
painful.
like, for one, we know his arm hurts right now so bad that he can't even lift it. Okay, cool. You are 44 years old. I have never seen a slower throwing motion or something that looks so painful in my entire life. Who would have, if nobody seen this guy play 10 years ago, nobody would even know that he was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL then.
You know what I thought? I was watching him go get a drink from the water cooler, and there was two girls. They were all probably lower 20s, and they were looking at him getting a drink. I just remember watching this, and they looked at him, and I thought, I'm going to try to put myself into their minds, and they're probably sitting there going, God, this guy's old. Like, I'm not even sure who this guy is,
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the old, the old stud baseball player who is now fat and out of shape and is a weekend softball player.
Yeah.
and he's got knee braces on both knees. He's got elbow braces and ankles. He's all taped up and ready to roll. And he hits a home run, walks to first, goes to dugout. Next time, he hits a gapper and gets thrown out at first. That's the kind of stuff that, I mean,
It was just
that's what he
painful,
reminds
boys.
me of. You don't
He's
know
the
what you're
kicker
getting.
on the replacements. I don't know why you just made me think of the kicker on the replacements.
Stop
man.
it.
It was painful to watch. But you know what's funny? It was painful, but he was moving the ball in the Niners.
Oh, he
Bro,
was.
It hurt both ways.
Man, here's something to think about. And I heard this during the broadcast last night. Philip Rivers' second sack of his career is way back his rookie year. His second sack came from John Lynch.
Gosh.
Like, think how long ago it was you watched John Lynch play.
John Lynch is the GM.
I mean, my gosh. But you know, he did move the ball well.
I'm just saying, P. That's what he reminds me of.
Especially early in the game, he did move the ball pretty well, and I think the Niners were okay with that. I think they said, "Hey, we're going to kind of key in on Jonathan Taylor here," and they did a pretty good job of doing that.
It about cost me a championship.
Well, yeah. So we won't talk about how do you have Jonathan Taylor and McCaffrey, but I had to watch that game last night. At one point, I was like, "I'm okay if McCaffrey fumbles here." Like, that's where it got me to. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, I feel good enough about winning this game right now. It'd be cool if McCaffrey.
So glad they didn't challenge that.
Speaking of forced trades,
yeah. So yeah, no, but I think they were okay with that. I think Robert Slaw, I think he was okay saying, "Hey, we're going to make Philip Rivers beat us," and you know, he took everything that we gave him and hit a couple. I think he hit two pretty good balls downfield to Pierce, and made us pay a little bit. But at the end of the day, you know, when it come down to the red zone, and you know, we forced some field goals. But hey, the Niners are going to have to win games like this, okay? And not that I'm saying Brock Purdy has to be Peyton Manning-esque, but if we're going to do this right here, we're going to have to be okay. You know, we're going to have to score 30 plus. You know, and Salah's doing a great job, but
who they have remaining? Who's the Niners have remaining?
We have the Bears this weekend. I think that's the Sunday night game, and then we have the Seahawks.
Wow.
So, yeah, you have two really tough games.
I'm still sitting there going, I don't know if I should believe the Bears. They keep winning, but their point differential is only 23.
But man, you watch them play, and it's like they've got it.
They do.
Like they've got that swagger.
And this is interesting. This is a sophomore season.
Wow.
Mitch Trubisky was 11-3 with 3,644 total yards with 27 touchdowns. Caleb Williams, sophomore year, 11-4, 3,791 total yards and 27 total touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing about the perspective thing. On you know, Caleb Williams is this highly talented thing. Mitch Trubisky, people threw away real quick. And then you look at comparison in numbers like this sometimes, and you're like, that is so wild.
Yeah.
To even think about. But
if somebody would have told me that Mitch Trubisky's sophomore season was basically the same as Caleb Williams, I would have called you a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the difference is like the other night when you got to go get one, man, Caleb can go get you one. And he can. Just got that old moxie to him.
I am not regretting drafting Caleb Williams this year as I was last year in our fantasy league.
So if we're looking at the standings here, Cowboys 6 and.
Oh yeah, John, do you need to take a break? Go get a drink. Go to the restroom.
Holy cow, 454 points against. God, that defense is solid.
But yeah, Dak Prescott's terrible, by the way. Fucking idiots.
So the Eagles have won that division 10-5, just like as I suspected. This one's a complete surprise because the Lions are not going to make the playoffs.
Jay Cutler's a stud.
I wish I'd have been on the podcast. I actually called that week 1. The Lions would not make the playoffs.
Man,
they're not out of it yet.
I didn't see the Bears. I didn't see the Bears doing with it. Here's an interesting one though. Look at the Vikings on a 3-game winning streak at 7-8. I left them for dead.
Yeah.
I think everybody did.
But this is a really good division. Obviously, I still think. Well, here's the thing. Here, in my opinion, I am looking again at point differential. Look at the point differential in the Lions compared to everybody else. I still think the Lions have the most talented team.
They do.
They
They're
just
missing
didn't
their
win some of
secondary.
those games. They played the top schedule. You know, being a number one team, you played the top schedule, and it's showing. Bears got that weaker schedule, but guess what? The Bears are starting to do. They're starting to win those really tough games, right? So
Yeah.
the Bears are in. Packers, are they in yet?
I believe they are in.
I think so.
This one obviously is Panthers.
Hey, listen, there is a very big chance that the Packers miss the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is
saying. They're not.
But
they're
that's
not guaranteed
I'm
a spot
excited because
of your trade.
yes. So I was paying attention over here to the chat, reading the message. I didn't hear him say that. So
Panthers, Buccaneers in this one, obviously we know that situation. And then this, golly, this
What a
cluster.
gauntlet.
You've got the Seahawks, which I mean, I can't even believe that they're 12-3, to be honest with you. And then you've got the Niners and the Rams. There is one team that is not like the others in this. And again, I'm going to look at the Cardinals. Well, they can stay home. But out of the top three teams, look at the point differential. 158 point differential for the Rams. The Seahawks are what? 100 and do the math there.
164.
And then look at the Niners. 72. 72. And they're 11-4.
The Niners have no business being 11-4.
But you know what, John? I'll have to go back and look. But when we predicted, me, you, and Mose predicted at the beginning of the records, did I not have the Niners like surprisingly high?
I think so.
I was like, man, because I went back and looked at it and went, golly, why do I have them, 12-5 or whatever it was?
Yeah, the Cardinals were right there in the mix for the first overall pick, maybe.
But then take that at the beginning of the year. You're talking about losing Bosa, losing Warner.
Oh yeah,
you've lost your whole defensive line.
Yeah.
Kittle missed 5 games. Purdy missed 8 games.
That's it.
Pearsall, Ayuk doesn't come back. And you wouldn't make that same projection.
Patriots and Bills. I still can't believe the Patriots.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long, Chris.
Can you buy the Patriots? Are you buying Drake May?
I'm still buying the Bills there.
Listen, I love what Vrabel's doing. I love Drake May. He's had a great year. But I said it early and I'll say it again. The Bills. I am and I'm happy that Josh Allen finally has a couple wide receivers to throw to.
But here's going to be the thing for Josh Allen. Let's just hypothetical for 1 second. He goes on, gets that monkey off his back, wins the AFC. What are they going to say? Well, Mahomes wasn't in the playoffs.
Yeah. Whose fault is that? They suck with Mahomes.
AFC North Steelers are going to take that, right? They already got clinched.
I would like to think so. I mean,
AFC South Jaguars, boys, man.
Hey, it's time to take them serious.
That defense for the Texans is crazy.
Nuts.
It is
crazy good. They're both on burners. Look at this. Look, 6 win streak, 7 win streak. Unbelievable. And the poor Colts. I mean, it's a loss.
Talk about the tale of two halves.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then the AFC West. Oh boy.
Hey, it looks like 2 people. I know I did, but I think somebody else might have been on the same train with me. Something
happens when
about
you
the
don't have a pass
Chargers
rush?
and the Broncos being the best teams in the division.
I couldn't. I mean, when we first talked about it at the beginning of the year, I was like, they're not going to go anywhere. They're really good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos and Chargers. Now, I flip flopped them. I thought the Chargers would finish above the Broncos, but
I was all about the Broncos,
yeah. So
mainly their
I
defense.
can't wait to
they both have.
I can't wait to go back and look at those what we predicted before, John. It's gonna be really fun. So
I know.
Man, that's going to be a very, very, very interesting and fun time to end this NFL season. To kind of see how it boils down here. Obviously, I have a vesting interest in the Panthers. If they make the playoffs, I'm not expecting them to win the Super Bowl, but if they just make it, I'm gonna be tickled pink because I said 8-9. If we went 8-9, that's a successful year.
I
And
mean,
we've got 8. We've got 8.
Hey, I didn't tell you. I meant to tell you why I picked. So I'm standing in my closet. I'm standing in my closet. I'm like, okay. You guys had just texted me to get on here, and I'm like, I got to put on a jersey. So I'm looking at my McCaffrey jersey, my Kittle jersey, Rice jersey, and there was a interview this week with Patrick Willis. I don't know if you saw it. And it's why I had to throw it on there because they were talking about all the injuries at linebacker. And hey, I heard we need a linebacker. So, with Philip Rivers coming out at 44, Patrick, what do you think? And he said, and Patrick looks at the camera, he says, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. And I'm like, I'm ready to run through a wall.
Patrick Willis.
Hey, P. Willie, baby.
If he came back out, oh my God.
Could you imagine?
Pierre Paul just came out and played against us.
You look at him and he looks like he's still jacked, dude.
Oh,
I mean, absolutely. I still ain't trying to hit him.
I mean, I think since Pierre Paul played last, he's lost a little bit, hasn't he?
I swear.
Weight or
yeah.
No, he had lost that when he was playing before.
I know, but that was there at the end. I just had to kind of,
Yeah, but I had to throw that in there. Shout out to Patrick Willis, man. That dude was my dog.
Well,
we used to argue that all the time.
We're going to end this with a bang, and I can't wait to listen to this. John has no idea what's about to happen.
Is Justin fixing to pull his guitar out and sing?
Justin, well, I wish. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. That'd be fantastic. But who has the best franchise history out of these two teams?
Oh, stop.
The San Francisco 49ers or the Dallas Cowboys.
Stop it.
Give me your points. We're going to do this like we did the other day. We're going to do 1 minute. Okay. John, you're going to start. You're going to give me your point.
Oh, no, we'll let the new guy. We'll let the new guy.
You're going to give me your reason why you think Dallas is the best franchise.
Okay. You just want me to kill him that early
for 1 minute, and then I'm going to stop you. I'm going to mute you, and then I'm going to let Justin go for a minute, and we're going to have a flat out discussion right now. Justin is going to be muted right now. John, your minute starts. Go.
It's simple, guys. It's easy. 1. Okay. 5 rings. Okay. That's a piece. Great. They got the best player of all time at the wide receiver position. That's it. And Joe Montana. The rest goes to the Cowboys. Best offensive line. Oh, hey, I could say Charles Haley. Guess what? He can too. But I can also say D Ware. I can say all these guys, whatever. But there is hands down Dallas Cowboys, and any player you think of almost primetime played for both. But who did more? That was with us, the Dallas Cowboys. Best offensive line, best defense early on in the 80s, 90s. We ain't had a defense in years. But I could go on Irvin, CD, Dez, blah, blah. You got Jerry Rice in Montana. That's it. Done. I don't even need a minute. It's over.
Oh, dear. All right, Justin, go.
Oh, he just made this way too easy. Take out the 90s. What are the Cowboys? Right. So you would take all that you want. Best quarterback of all time. We got a guy in the conversation. Best left tackle of all time. Got a guy in the conversation. Best wide receiver. It's not even a conversation. We get one of the best safeties of all time. Like Patrick Willis. He's in the conversation. But one of the best linebackers of all time. So you talk about relevance, relevant in the 80s. We were relevant in the 90s. Sure, you got Super Bowls in the 90s. Talk about 5 rings. We have 5 rings. You have 5 rings. It's relevant. Coming to the 2000s, where's your relevancy? Yeah, we've lost 3 Super Bowls, but we've been to 3 Super Bowls. We're still relevant today. You haven't been relevant in almost 20 years, bro. Or I'm sorry, almost 30 plus years. So when you talk about history, take out the America's team. That was 30 years ago. The Niners were relevant and are still relevant while the Cowboys sit at home.
Okay, you both have open mics. Go.
The only thing that I just heard was that you haven't won shit neither.
We're still relevant.
Hold on, no, how relevant? How relevant?
Take out the 90s.
What have you won? What have you've won the same thing we have. I don't care if you make it the first round of the playoffs or the NFC Championship. Guess what? You still lost. You ain't won a ring.
You stated this earlier that you would rather lose and sit at home than make 100%. It to the Super Bowl and lose. That's why you're an OSU Cowboys fan. That's why it makes sense for you to be a Dallas Cowboys fan, because we have a level of expectations and we're staying on it.
Level of expectations, what? Going and failing yet again?
We're there.
The expectations are the expectations. You're talking
about being the best program
and aim to be the best, right? And if you fail, guess what? You still fail. It don't matter if you tripped at the starting line or the finish line. Guess what? You still tripped, fell and failed.
Head ahead.
The fact of the matter is, you say, "Oh, I got the best left tackle." Yeah, you didn't draft him, homie. You didn't draft him. You
got him. But he will retire a Niner. He will go.
But you know what? You know what we did? You know what we did? We draft Eric Williams. We get Eric Williams. We draft Larry Allen. We draft Emmitt Smith. Guess what? Best running back of all time. You could say only because Barry Sanders quit early. If Barry Sanders
he's not the best of all time. He's not a top 5 of all time.
Really? Because I mean, if we're going off stats like you would like to lean to, he's the all-time leading rusher, right? Michael Irvin is the playmaker for the playmaker. 5. He that's your opinion. I'm speaking facts because I'm going off what? Stats. You could say Michael Irvin. Like I said, you can name one wide receiver. Jerry Rice, I can name multiple. You can name one tight end. I can name him 2. Guess what? That's what I'm saying. You don't have a whole Jason Witten drafted 2. And was one of the greatest of all time.
Kittle's drafted.
But that's Kittle's. Oh yeah, great. He's not one of the greatest of all times like Witten is, bro.
He will be.
DeMarcus Ware, guess what?
Let's back up. He will be.
He isn't. He ain't even in conversation of one of the greatest of all times. The only 2 current tight ends that's been mentioned the greatest of all time is Gronk and freaking Swift. That's it. Kelsey, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's not the question. The question.
Talk relevant. You are just as relevant as Dallas, just as relevant as the Panthers. You're just as relevant as everybody else who hasn't won anything.
John, that's what losers would say.
What if you won? What if you won?
If you're not making the playoffs and you're not winning
the championship, you're a loser.
Who's beat
you don't play
3 times in the last
to finish second.
The Niners.
You don't coach to get second place.
Who can't Dak beat in the playoffs? The Niners.
Our defense gave up 50 points. He scored 48 though. I mean, for crying out loud.
You're talking about one game.
I mean, just like this year, what was the problem? We could score almost 500 points, but we give up 490. It don't matter. When you don't have a defense, you can't win. Okay, we're one-sided, and I've said it for years. Same with Romo. Romo put up the points, put up the stats, but the defense couldn't provide.
Stack up your all-time lineup. Stack up your all-time lineups, and the Niners are going to win this.
I hate to break it to you, boys. That's not the case.
We get because you talk about where they're drafted. So we get T.O. and we get Jerry Rice. So good luck.
Okay, I mean,
and
I take Irvin, Bryant, and or CD, and I'm good. What's wrong with that?
It takes all 3 of them to get Jerry Rice's stats.
No, I said Irvin, Bryant, or CD. That's 2. So you could pick one of those.
You'll have
2
to combine them.
No, not even.
Probably, statistically, but so
no, not even close.
Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback out of all of them. So, I think it's not even close. 80s, 90s, 2000s, we've never lost relevancy. I mean, we've had our down
You've
years.
lost.
Sure.
You're just as
We've had down
relevant as
years.
Dallas.
No, but we still go.
You still what? You
We've
still
been
lose
been to 3 Super Bowls.
and
You haven't
lost.
been to a Super Bowl in 30 years, so I'd expect you to say that.
Congratulations, you've won just as many as we have.
Yeah. But you're okay with losing, and that's what you said at the
I
beginning
never
of this
said
podcast.
I'm okay with losing, but I won't sit here and let
You would
somebody
rather lose than win.
I won't sit here and let somebody say, "Oh, we're so much better than you," yet you haven't won anything in the same amount of time. Actually, longer. Whichever. Who cares? When was your last Super Bowl championship?
94. Okay, you got 96. Congratulations.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you want to talk about relevancy, because the only thing that people have when they talk about Tom Brady is what? Super Bowl
Who's
ring.
the most disappointing franchise in the NFL in the past 25 years?
Everybody who
the
has
Dallas Cowboys all the time. Who underperforms every year? The Dallas Cowboys every year. It's our year. We them boys until you're not.
It'll be our year every year. It doesn't matter
until you're not.
After 30 years, you should know that. But just how it hadn't been our year.
Hey, we're still in it. It's like I told the boys the other day.
You're still in what?
As an OU fan, yeah, did that suck to lose? But man, the excitement, the anticipation of being there, having something to look forward to, and not just getting to watch it as a fan of football, but actually as a fan of the team and have something there. There's something to be said for that, and that's what sports is about.
You know what that reminds me of? The first time ever. The anticipation, the excitement in the last 3 seconds.
Yeah. God. Oh my gosh. This is where we get banned. First time.
All right. So let's break it down like this. Okay. Because this is what I had to do with the other two. Okay. Quarterback. Who has the advantage?
It's Montana.
Montana.
I said that.
Running backs.
It's Emmett.
Justin,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll give it to him.
Receivers.
Niners.
Now, are we talking the core or just
You're
one?
talking about the core because it's the team.
I take Dallas's.
John, you are stupid. Jerry Rice.
You've got one of the greatest of all times, and we've got several. That's why I said, are we talking about one or groups?
Where do you put Terrell Owens in the history of the game? Top 5?
No.
There's a lot of people who argue that. There's a lot of people.
He's not a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
You're crazy. Niners win that.
According to Pro Football Reference's Football Wide Receiver Hall of Fame monitor, Terrell Owens is number 5.
Yeah. So you got number 1 and number 5. Yeah. Niners win that. That's stupid. Don't end up viral for the wrong reasons.
Terrell Owens is not a top 5 in the history of it.
So we're mixed on that. I'm hearing.
Yeah. No, that's stupid.
You must wear the same glasses Mosby does.
No, that's just facts. That was a third-party source. Number 1 and number 5. Anywhere between number 1 and 5, 2, 3, or 4 was any of them Michael Irvin or any of these guys he's talking about.
Yeah, Preston, I said he's got Rice as the best of all time. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing the fact that T.O. is not a top 5 receiver of all time.
According to Ben's source, who's number 2, 3, and 4?
Let's go back over here and look. Randy Moss is 2. Marvin Harrison is 3. Larry Fitzgerald is 4.
Yeah. So both my guys are in the top 5. Well, I think we could give that to the Niners. Is Michael Irvin on the list?
He's down. There he is.
20.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, moving on.
I take Michael Irvin over half of the guys that's in front of him, I bet.
All right. So we're going to have to say split because you guys won't agree on that one. Tight end.
Oh, Jason Witten.
Take Kittle.
Split
I'll take
on
Kittle
that.
over Witten. I'll take Kittle over Witten.
Offensive line.
Dallas.
Oh, Niners, man. Yeah, why not? I got to. If we're not going to be realistic.
I'm being realistic. We had one of the greatest lines ever put together in the 90s alone, but even before then, Dallas is
Yeah.
known for an offensive line. Yeah, we had. Zach Martin. You could go as much as Tyron Smith and Flozell Adams. It will be better than 90% of the guys that you fielded at them positions.
Sure, possibly since we weren't being reasonable.
Larry
I
Allen.
just
For crying out loud.
sure, it's fine. It just
Name guys better. I'm giving you the opportunity because I'm naming Hall of Famers that are goats.
no. I just
at
didn't
their
know if we were
position.
being. I just didn't know if we were being reasonable yet.
Did I name anybody who isn't a Hall of Famer or won't be?
Listen, the Cowboys win the offensive line, sure, but that's an educated response.
I wasn't speaking nonsense. That was true facts.
Oh no, I'm still speaking on the wide receivers.
Hey, this one will be fun. Fullbacks.
Oh,
Moose Johnston.
Use check, baby. I'm not giving up use check.
I
and then you could go to Tom
I
Ratham.
there.
You could go to Tom Ratham, and Kyle Juszczyk combined.
Me too.
Combined, those two
Irvin.
are the better core over Moose.
No. It's going to Rice, and it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Press. I'll take Rice and a blind man as my wideouts over T.O. and Irving.
At least Preston understands.
Michael Irvin over a blind man.
All right, so defensive line.
Bro, that one would be tough because they both had great defensive lines.
You could go back. I mean, I'm not going to throw Bosa in there yet, but he's got to be there. But then you go back to the days of Bryant Young and Stubblefield, and we can both claim Haley, which Rip Stubblefield's in prison still, I think. It's a bad deal.
I believe so.
Yeah.
You could say here, we can name names all day long, but the defensive line has statistically and forever been some of the greatest names that you can name at that position. So it's kind of hard. To me, that's a coin flip on that.
Okay. Linebackers.
Niners.
Now, are you classifying DeMarcus Ware and Micah Parsons as linebackers, or are they DNs?
That's up to you.
Because if you paired them in there, it's going to be tougher. But you could say the Niners have, Patrick Willis and
Navarro Bowman was a stud.
Navarro Bowman was good and all that. But Dallas has had.
Fred Warner's going to go down as one of the greatest to ever play.
You could probably say that the Niners may edge Dallas on the linebacker position, and only because of the three names. So why does that keep zooming?
Because they want to hear what you were saying. Defensive backs.
So Deion Sanders doesn't count.
Why don't it count? Or why don't he?
But he played his majority of the career there, I guess. But that was tough. Now, if you say defensive backs, that's including Ronnie Lott
and Darren Woodson. Yeah, you're including all of them.
Merleton Hanks. Listen, you don't know nothing about Merleton Hanks.
Big
old giraffe neck.
Giraffe neck. I'm taking me myself. I will be biased on defensive backs and say Dallas would win that.
I think that's closer than you think. I'm off the top of my head, but that's a tough one.
Okay. Special teams.
Kicker, punter, or are we talking
the units? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna take Dallas and anything that's got Brandon Aubrey included.
Didn't he just miss a couple field goals this weekend?
Stop it.
Oh, he did.
That was a question. Yeah, he definitely did.
Think so. Who you taking?
Andy Lee was one of the best punters. Dude was good. I can't believe I'm talking about punters.
We've had some good ones ourselves, but there for a bit, Dan Bailey was statistically one of the best kickers in the history of the game. Brandon Aubrey has been.
Robbie Gold was beautiful.
Robbie Gold.
Robbie good as gold.
So
man.
who are you going with?
Dallas.
I will split this one.
Okay. Well, good news for you guys. I had Grok break it down for us.
I
We're
figured
gonna
you did.
we're gonna see what AI says. Position unit advantages all-time 49ers versus all-time Cowboys. This checklist compares the all-time position groups based on historical roster, player achievements, Hall of Fame status, Super Bowl wins, stats, and overall depth. The 49ers hold a slight overall edge, aligning with the simulated series outcome, but advantages vary by unit. Quarterback advantage, the 49ers, led by Joe Montana and Steve Young. Running back advantage, the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith and Tony Dorsett provide unmatched productivity and longevity. 49ers have Frank Gore and Roger Craig, but lack the same elite rushing volume. Wide receiver advantage, the 49ers. Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens dominate with solid depth like Dwight Clark. Cowboys have Michael Irving, Drew Pearson, and Bob Hayes, but Rice alone gives the edge. Tight ends, the Cowboys. Jason Witten and Jay Novacek offer reliable and blocking. 49ers George Kittle and Vernon Davis are strong, but Witten's consistency wins out. O-line, the Cowboys. D-line, the Cowboys. Linebackers, the Niners. Patrick Willis and Bowman, you guys mentioned them. They even mentioned where their defensive backs, the Niners. Ronnie Lott,
Yeah.
arguably the best defensive back ever, and Jimmy Johnson lead with brief Deion Sanders stint. Cowboys boast Deion Sanders, Mel Renfro, and Darren Woodson, but Lott's impact gives the nod. And then special teams advantage to the Cowboys. But wait, there's more. Simulated record out of 1,000 games, Grok simulated that the Niners would win 541 to 441 and 18 ties. What does it say? The all-time San Francisco 49ers roster featuring legends like Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Ronnie Lott, and Patrick Willis would have a slight edge over the all-time Dallas Cowboys roster with icons like Aikman Smith, Staubach, Irving, and Randy White. Based on historical head-to-head data adjusted for a Monte Carlo simulation, accounting for variability, random fluctuations of performance to represent factors like weather, momentum, injuries, and game flow, the Niners would come out ahead in a 1,000 game series. And here's what it would look like: 26-24, the Niners. 20 for 34 passing with 245 yards compared to 21 for 37 with 255. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for the Niners, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for the Cowboys. Rushing attempts would be pretty dang even: 108 rushing yards to 105, 1 rushing touchdown each. And look at the total yards. Cowboys would actually have a little bit more, but that 1 turnover would be the difference. And the 2-minute time possession gives the Niners the edge.
You know what I knew that was over is when they're using Troy Aikman as their quarterback.
No, Roger Staubach would be the starter, but how does a team take the majority of the positions, important positions, and still lose the series? That's why AI is irrelevant.
No, that's exactly how I figured it'd be. I mean, you talking about the greatest of all time.
AI is trash.
He even said that. I think he said they'd win 541 times. I think I heard Justin say that too.
I didn't say 541 times, but I said if you put the best lineups head to head, the Niners would win that. And I truly believe that.
Not even close.
Well,
I truly believe that.
It is what it is. And
bang, bang, Niner gang. Dub City.
John, you got anything else to say?
Bang, bang. Never mind. I'm not even going to finish what I was fixing to say. We will get banned.
Yeah, man.
John, you got anything else to say?
No, I'm speechless after AI just absolutely made themselves look stupid.
John, you did that with your receiver breakdown.
Nah.
Bro.
Justin, thank you so much for filling in for Mo's Nose. We really appreciate it. We had a great time. You have any final words for us?
Yeah, I don't want to be too formal. It was fun. It was great. Yeah, it was nice to get the dub against John there. That's a Fred Warner thing, John. I know you don't understand that, but shout out to Fred Warner, who says he may be back for the playoffs.
High school and got out of middle school years ago.
Praying Fred Warner to try to get back for the playoffs.
Well, you guys take it easy. Have a great time with family. It's now Christmas Eve here. Have a great Christmas Eve, great Christmas going into the New Year's. Be safe, be
Are
smart,
you singing us a song on the way out?
and I don't know, what song do you want?
Uh, your old Elvis impersonation, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just got to have a blue, blue, blue Christmas.